Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your girl, Cherrell. I'm the host of Let's Talk, and this ain't a podcast. I want to thank you guys for tuning in this Tuesday, like y'all do every Tuesday. We have a really exciting show for you today, and I cannot wait, y'all. I'm so excited. Y'all are going to love today. I've never really shied much away from controversy, and I love asking the questions that people are thinking and they don't want to ask. So I'll be joined shortly here by a influencer on Instagram, guys, and we're going to have a really good talk about God, about homosexuality, about sin, and about makeup, of course, because it's Bibles and blushes, right? Why would we not? So you guys know the routine. Drop in my comment section something that you're grateful for. I'll always start off. I'm grateful for, what am I grateful for? I don't know. What am I grateful for? You think I have this planned out if I was going to do this show, right? I never have this planned out. I say this week I am grateful for, I don't know. What am I grateful for? I don't know. You know what? I'm grateful to have a roof over my head. I'll say that. That's what I'm grateful for today. I'm grateful to have a roof over my head because it is extremely, extremely cold outside. It's wet. It's snow. So I'm grateful to just have a roof over my head. And so I see you guys are joining. Make sure you guys drop in my comment section something that you're grateful for. I know I typically don't do the wave thing, but drop in my comment section something that you're grateful for. And we're going to get this party started, y'all. We have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful episode planned for y'all today. I can't wait. So yeah, let's while we wait and let's get this party started. If you guys have any questions about God and makeup, feel free to, I believe there's like a question mark that you guys can see. Feel free to hit that, send us some questions. I definitely just want you guys to know that you're always welcome to join these conversations. You don't have to just sit here and listen. If you have questions for me or the guest, I want you guys to join in. You know, I wouldn't be doing this without y'all. So let's get this party started, y'all. Let's see here. Okay, so let's see. I see Bibles and Blush was in here. If you could send me. Okay, there we go. Cool, there we go. Okay, there we go. Get this 40. Oh, hello!
Hi.
It's so nice to see you.
Thanks. Cool to see you too. Just kidding.
So, Ky'rah, it's nice to meet you. I'm so happy you get to join us today. I do see that, you've actually watched the show quite a few times. And so you know the routine by now. You got to give us something that you're grateful for.
I would say I'm just grateful for where I am right now in life. Like just my growth from the past, and I'm excited to see where I go in the future. So I'm just grateful for everything.
I like this. It's so nice to finally meet her, you guys. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie you guys anymore. First off, this is my sister, okay?
Hey.
Hey, y'all, right?
I was gonna go with it though. I was like, nice to meet you too.
So this is a family affair, you guys. I think that not only is it important for me to have my platform and discuss certain topics, I think that when I have people around me that are working hard to do their thing, and if somehow it aligns with what I'm doing, I am always welcome to bring them.
We love that.
I love them. Okay, so yeah, y'all got another family affair working. All right, this is what we have today. Okay, so let's get started. So guys, don't ever confuse us. Even though my sister is on here and she's our special guest for today, there are going to be some questions that I'll be asking her that I don't even have the answer to. So you guys and I are going to be getting front row seats to a lot of things. Okay, so don't ever think we planned this out to the T. Okay, I ain't even sent her no questions, y'all. That's how y'all know it's real.
Okay. And I asked for them too.
She did, though. She did. But y'all. Anyway, we're moving past that, guys. Okay, but seriously, so I told you, like, I want to know. We're gonna talk about a lot today, and we're not gonna hesitate. So let's jump right in. Let's like get into makeup. Like, as long as I've known you, kind of like dabbled in makeup, but what really kind of got you started with makeup?
I've just always loved makeup since I was little, but like, well, dad never really let me play in makeup or anything, and like my mom would always buy me a little bit of makeup, so I would always like do it at her house and then take it off before I went to dad's house. And then just the older I got, I used to like watch more videos of people doing makeup, or I would see people doing different styles, and I'm like, this is something that I want to do. Like, this is so cool. I need to do more. I need to learn more. I gotta do it.
I like that. I like that. Well, y'all, I don't dabble in makeup. You know, I got a little makeup done, a little whatever. But I actually do. I do actually ask Kai about makeup and stuff. So you do makeup. So Ky'rah, you know, you have Bibles and blush. Do you do makeup on the side? Is that like a side hustle? You know, is that something you plan on turning into a side hustle
I
or anything, or is
would
it just like for?
I would like to turn it into a side hustle in due time though. Like I'm not where I want to be at yet with my makeup skills, so I'm gonna practice a little bit more, give some free little, looks on people, and then turn it into something more.
I like that, you are. So when y'all see my makeup starting to get fleek throughout the show,
You know who did
it's why.
it.
It's gonna be our makeup artist on set. But okay, so you do makeup, you like it, you wear, and
hmm
then you get over into God. Doom doom.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about. I think that when people get into God, I think it's always really important to like get their background. So what is it like? What is your like? What is your family background like as far as religion and whatnot? And what do you identify as? Like, what is the religion you identify with?
I would identify as a Christian. My entire family was Christian, dad's side, mom's side, everywhere, like all around was Christian. So I grew up a Christian and I grew up in church and everything like that. I definitely did like stray away though, the older I got because I was like the rebellious one, I guess, out the family. But I found my way back. And so now I'm trying to incorporate two of like the most important things in my life, God and makeup
I
into
like that.
one.
I like that. And what about the church really made you stray away? You said you kind of strayed away as you got older. What a, you know,
I I don't know if I really would blame the church for it or say like it was anything that caused me to stray away. I think it was just me trying to do everything on my own and like not trying to seek any help from God or anything like that, and just being young, I guess. Like I know I'm still pretty young, but like
I
I
know what that's
definitely like
like.
went through some stuff and grew from it, and I learned that I can't do this life on my own. So
I like that, yo. Amen. Amen. Okay, so you say you came back. What exactly did anybody encourage you to come back, or what exactly made you want to get into church?
Um, well, my mom was always there for me, like, you should go back to church, you should go to church, you should pray, you should read your Bible. And I was always like, yeah, okay, mom. And then I ended up moving to Lansing for a couple years to like get away from some stuff and ended up going to a church that I really liked and then joining this women's group that I really liked. And that just kind of really helped me get grounded in my faith and like to grow from it in there. Because I thought that Lansing was going to be way different than what it was. I thought it was just going to be like endless parties, endless crazy nights. And it was at first, but I was.
Oh, we ran into some difficulties here, people. Oh wow, I'm sorry. Did I break up there, or did you just break up?
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Okay, I can. Okay, can you hear me good?
I can hear you a little bit.
Okay, because you're breaking up on my. Am I blurry to you as well? Because you're breaking up on my end. Yeah, I can hear you now. And you frozen a little bit,
Okay.
guys.
I
Technology is so funny. I'll be so.
can't see you, but I can hear you.
You can't see me, so mine
I
is
can see
breaking
you
up to you
now.
too.
Okay, here we go.
Woo! All right. Okay, so something drives you to get back in church. Your mom has always encouraged you. Um, you know, let's talk. I'm sorry about this, guys. So you get back into church. What church
hmm
exact? What would you say, or what was the moment exactly that defined you, saying like, or made you want to say like, I got to go back. This is not working. What was that moment? And and how were you feeling?
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. It was a drunken night.
Y'all, I don't know this story.
And I was just like, I was just not having it. I felt terrible, obviously, from the liquor, and I was just making all kinds of dumb mistakes. And it was just like, I just felt so bad and so low that I just like knew I never wanted to feel like that anymore. And I knew that's not who I wanted to be anymore. And it took me a while to actually like stray away from that life. But when I finally did, I felt so free. Like it was great.
I like that. I want to ask, you say you had a drug night and that kind of got you back. Did you feel like, did you feel like you had to become a Christian? Or was there ever a thought to join any other religion, or, I feel like I understand you grew up Christian. Was there ever a thought to be like, well, maybe something else I could become? Or was it just like Christianity, this is like where I'm going?
It was always Christianity, but it was more like just having a relationship with God than having a religion in itself. Like I took a religion class in college, and even though I learned a lot about different religions, Christianity was still like the big one to me, and just having a relationship with God was just always important to me.
When you decided to go back, were you worried about judgment? I know a lot of people say, church people are the
Yeah,
most judgy people, you know. Were you
yeah, for
worried about how you
sure.
perceive? Yeah, were you worried about how you'd be perceived coming back into church?
Yeah, I definitely was extremely nervous, and I thought I had to be like perfect and everything, which is probably why it took me so long to go back to church because I was like, I have to be a certain way. Like they have to see me a certain way, or else they're not gonna like accept me or want me. But then I found a church that did, and I was like, okay, cool. So I'm in this.
Is that so? I think that when we decide to make big changes in life, our friends and the people around us are super important. How do you think? Like,
Hmm.
did you discuss with people like, maybe I'm thinking about going back to church? And if you did, how did they receive that? Were they judgmental, or are your friends or whatnot into church?
Um, okay, so I have some friends who are like different religions than me, and I have some friends who are Christian, but then they don't really go to church. But all of my friends overall are very supportive. They're like, if this is what you want to do, we support you, we got your back. And then my family, of course, is like, yes. They're like, our prayers answered.
I like that. Was anybody, did anybody not support that, or was anybody negative, or just not really supportive along your journey?
I don't think so. I feel like everyone was very like very supportive about it and ready for it. I think that some of my friends thought like I would still be doing the same things that I did, like still drinking and still going out and everything like that. But once I stopped doing that, it was like kind of weird for them. But they still supported me overall. They're like, okay, this is what you want to do, fine, but also like come out. And I'm like, no, I can't. So it was just like a hard thing to change for them. Like knowing that I won't be getting drunk with them anymore, I won't be partying with them anymore. But I would still like be your friend and hang out with you.
Do you think so? When they would constantly ask you, even though you made it, perfectly clear that you're on this new path, like how did that make you feel? Do you think that was like really supportive, or what was
Yeah, so at first I definitely felt like I had to go out with them because I was like, these are my friends and I want to do something that like will make them happy. So if going out will make them happy, then I'll do that. But over time I realized that I have to make a choice of either pleasing them or pleasing God, and I can't do both all the time. So when I did decide to not go out as much anymore, it definitely did cause like some friction in our relationship. But I think in the end, they've all been super supportive of it. Like after they got over that little hump, they were like, "Okay, we got you."
Yeah, y'all hear that? Leave them friends alone. They don't be really
Yeah,
good
if
for
they're
you.
not supportive, they're not meant for you. And I also learned that like some friends are only for seasons. So,
Breach. Okay, so y'all know me. I can't wait to get into the juicy stuff. That was a little juicy because I didn't know that. But I think that sin is a big thing.
hmm
I don't read my Bible often, y'all. I read the scriptures that I get every day. I try to live that for the day, and then when tomorrow starts, I get a new scripture.
I love that.
That's how I like to operate. Okay, homosexuality. Or before we even get there, we're gonna talk about you felt like you would be judged. What made you think that you would be judged when you got back into the church?
I feel like just because of how churches are and how they're perceived and everything, and like the way that people just talk about them in general, it's just like you feel like if you do something wrong, then everyone's going to talk about it. But then the people talking about it are either doing the same thing or like worse than what you're doing. You know what I mean? So it's just like, why are we judging each other when we're not supposed to judge? And why are you being hypocritical of me when you shouldn't be? So I was just worried about that and I just didn't want to deal with it. But
Okay, okay, okay. So we're gonna talk about sin because judging is clearly a sin.
yeah.
Homosexuality. I think that Christians are some of the most hypocritical people in the universe. Lord,
Mm.
sorry, I did. Okay, so let's talk about homosexuality. You, I feel like you're far more into the church than I am into the church. Um,
Sorry.
I feel like you're far more into the church than I am into the church. Like I told you, I go to virtual church. I got a little prayer card. That's about it, and I read my scripture. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
What is your view on sexuality from like a spiritual perspective? You know, do you believe that all gay people are going to hell, or you know? And I know that the church or Bible, or whatever, says that you know they can be condemned or something. I think it says they should be condemned, but it also
Mm-hmm.
preaches us to love one another. So how can you condemn someone and love them, or what? You know, what's your view on homosexuality?
Right. So we can't condemn anybody. We are called to love everybody, to respect everyone, and to treat them as Jesus would. And I just feel like what you do with your life and how you live it is not like I have no say on it. Okay. Like that's up to you and you gotta deal with that with God. But I'm gonna love and respect you regardless of who you are, who you love, how you do anything. I'm not gonna sit here and talk bad about you just because I don't agree with your viewpoints or your lifestyle. That's not my job. Never been my job and I don't want the job. So I'm just here to give love and positivity and that is it.
Okay, well, that was really sweet. Because my answer wasn't going to be that sweet. Not that I'm a gay. That was not what I meant. But my answer was going to be like, that shit ain't got nothing to do with me. Hers was real nicely put. So you think that, you know, homosexual. Okay, so how do you, I mean, well, you're on this path to God and, you know, you believe in God and everything that he says. Do you think that do you think that gay people can be delivered?
I don't know. That's such a good question. I really don't know. I think that there have been people who lived life one way or who were like bisexual who turned around and just went completely like the opposite sex of what they're supposed to be doing. And I don't know. I think that some people can change or some people do change because I know people who were like bi and are now straight and then people I don't know. That's such a good question.
I don't know. I don't think it's possible, y'all. I don't believe that you can be delivered from being gay. I don't
Mm,
even think I don't. I think you're born the way you are. I'm sorry. That's I. So let's let's talk about that. There's always a lot of nurture versus nature. Do you think that people are born gay? And if so, if God is against homosexuality, you know, where does that put him in that? Or what is your
right.
views, you know, on how people are born when it comes to that?
So I believe that everyone was born exactly how they are with a reason and with a purpose. So I think if God is saying not to be gay and not to have that kind of like want for the opposite or for the same sex as yourself, then why would he make you that way? You know? But I don't know. Like I don't know what anyone's been through from like the time they were born to now to like for the reason that they are who they are. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
That was my answer.
Yo, this is fun, okay? Because I told you I want to know. So if you guys have some questions, I definitely want to reach out to our audience members. I see you guys, a lot of you guys have tuned in. If you guys have any questions or any comments, feel free to drop them. We'd love to hear your views on homosexuality and sin. We're definitely going to get a couple more because I can't wait to hear this. So drop them in the comment section. Any questions, comments, concerns you guys have about sin, God, makeup, homosexuality.
All of it. Give us all of it.
I got another one. So you said that you weren't drinking and you weren't, you know, partying with your friends. Do you think it's possible to do all that and still, um, you know, be on the walk with God, or is it just not your personal preference?
It's 100% not my personal preference anymore, but I also think it's important to keep a sober mind. So even if you do go out for drinks, I think you should limit yourself and make sure that you're not getting drunk, because the Bible does say to drink but not be drunken, or like to not. I don't know if it says to drink, because I don't know if it promotes that, but I know that it says
Now
not
be
to be
sunk.
drunk. It says not to be drunken. It's just like the more that your mind is like messed up and everything from the drugs and the drinking, the easier it is for the enemy to come and like attack you and to make you feel these things, make you think these negative thoughts and stuff. But like if you have a sober mind and your vision is straight and focused on God, it's harder for him to come in and like attack you like that.
I agree. I
So I
agree.
think like you can go out and have drinks, but you should probably stay sober.
So you can. So you do believe that you can go out, you can party, you can, have a youthful, fun life and still be on the walk with God.
Yeah, I think if it's not condemning you, like if you don't feel condemned by it, like you don't feel like you're doing something wrong or like it's taken away from your walk with God, then you're okay to do it. But like I said, you should limit yourself. You should know your limits and just stay sober. Like you can still have fun with your friends without having to like party. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
Hmm.
Cause I began. Never mind. We're gonna say that. I was about to go there. We're not even gonna go there. Okay. So you guys, like I said, if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to drop them. I love to hear what you guys have to say. Um, we ain't done with this conversation yet. We're about to keep going, guys. We ain't done. So you blend, hey y'all, you blend makeup and God together.
Hmm.
And why? I mean, I know you love them. I love cheesecake and my son, but I just don't know where I'm gonna mix them. So, why? Why are you mixing these?
So I think that we're all called to spread the truth of the gospel and give glory to God and everything. And I know that I always wanted to start a YouTube channel with my makeup, but I was like, how cool would it be if I talked about God while doing my makeup? Also because I'm just really awkward with talking to a camera by itself. So I thought it'd be like easier for me to talk about something I'm passionate about while doing something I'm passionate about.
I like that. I like the way she put that too. That was
Thank
nicely
you.
worded there. I like that. So you're gonna be I just like the I feel like there's such a touchy God is such a touchy subject. I don't want to say topic,
Hmm.
but such a touchy topic. So for the people that have seen you partying and drinking and you're drunk and now you're on talking about God, how do you handle that?
Well, I try not to put myself in situations where it can give someone the opportunity to even talk about me. But honestly, whether you're doing good or bad, someone's gonna say something about whatever you're doing. There was this one time I went out with some friends for brunch, and I wasn't drinking at the time, so I was just literally drinking water. And I posted a picture, and everyone had their glasses, and I had my water, and we're all like just smelling and everything. And I was like, "Oh, I thought you didn't drink anymore, Ky'rah." And I'm like, "It's water." I'm like, are you kidding me? So whether you're doing something good or bad, someone's gonna find something to talk about or like gonna try to. You just gotta know who you are, know your purpose, keep pushing forward, and keep your eyes straight. Like don't even let them try to knock you down.
I like that. That was very simply put, guys. Very motivational. I felt that. I felt
Mm-hmm.
that. So, but okay, so let's say this. But I think that with God is different. So darn, how do I feel like I would say that on my personal journey, I did feel to a degree that you have to be perfect in order, to get into heaven. But I know
Mm-hmm.
nobody's perfect, so I know heaven gonna be fine. But uh, how do you keep? Oh, what do you call? Do you know what imposter syndrome is? I've just been learning.
Imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
Let me know what it is. Let's see.
Okay.
Let me see if I know.
Yo, listen, that is so funny. Okay, so it's like basically when so maybe if you guys know what imposter syndrome is and I describe this wrong, please drop in my comment section, check me, okay? Because I'm on this platform, I don't want to be giving nobody the wrong information and they be like, well, I watched Cherrell show, she said it's this, and somebody tell y'all it's wrong. So I believe imposter syndrome is just like where you go through a period where you think you aren't who you are, or you think you are better than who you actually are.
Okay.
So Do you okay? So now if that's the wrong definition, I asked y'all to check. It sticks to y'all in here. If y'all don't tell me, y'all on your own. If y'all take this information, okay? So, and a disclaimer here, that may not be actually the definition of imposter syndrome
Okay.
that I have taken from it. Okay, when I go famous, I don't want nobody pulling this shit up saying I'm doing this shit wrong. I'm telling y'all now, this is what I thought
It'll
it was.
be me pulling it up.
See, it's always the church people. You can't win for them. But with that, understanding of what I believe to be imposter syndrome, how do you deal with that when you're on your walk with God? Like you think, you feel like you may think that you're better than what you are, and maybe you're struggling with that, or you're struggling with where your position is in your relationship with God.
hmm I humble myself every single day. Like every single day. Even if I think that like I'm in a spot that's better than someone, I remember that I'm not, that we all fall short of the glory every single day, and that like the only perfect person was Jesus, and I'm not Jesus. All I can do is try to be him. But also like I am not called to judge nobody, especially because like we all mess up, you know? We all have our moments, we all do things wrong. And I feel like a lot of people just think that like sin has different levels. Like you have a small sin and then you have the big sins. And I think like a lot of people forget that like it's just all sin. Like
So
God's
they're all
not judging
equal.
you. Yeah, he's not judging you on like a little sin or a big sin. He's judging you on sin altogether. You know what I'm saying? So
I
I'm
think that.
just like I try to remind myself that every day.
So all y'all cheating, lying, and y'all gay people, God gonna judge y'all
Why do
like
you have to do that?
that. Cause I think that I did with that with the gay people. Cause it irks me. I'm not gonna even lie. Y'all people act like being gay is like the biggest sin, but y'all got 4 kids out of
But it's
wedlock.
all a sin.
That's all I'm saying. Y'all got 4 kids out of wedlock. Y'all fucking on somebody else's man or wife. Y'all lie every day to y'all boss about why y'all late to work. And whether it's a big lie or little
hmm
lie, y'all just heard her say God judge them all
It's
the
still a
same.
lie. Yeah, it's still a sin. It's still wrong. We still shouldn't be doing it. There's no levels to this. Like this
We all
isn't a
doing it.
game. All right, this has been nice. See you at Christmas.
We're not going to hell. Well, I know I'm not. I don't know what y'all got going on. Personal relationships with God, okay?
Listen,
But
it's easy steps.
I really like having conversations about God and Christianity. I think that Christians get a bad rep. One, I think
hmm
personally they somewhat deserved it, but how much I know that you say you relate closely to Christianity. Would you say that you're more religious or spiritual? I know that's kind of like a thing that us millennials do.
I don't know. I don't want to say I'm more spiritual because you never know what that means. Like someone come up to you like I'm spiritual, and you're like, what is that? What do you believe? So I think I would have to say I'm more religious
You
because
are
I
okay.
don't know,
So
because you never know what spiritual is. I don't want to say I'm spiritual. Someone's like, yes, and I'm like, no.
okay, so then I see a lot more people. If you know what, drop in my comment section if you guys believe in energy. If no matter what, God still. I hope
That's
God.
true.
Okay, I was like, that's a good thing comment. I like that. But Kiana said, but at the end of the day, God still will forgive you no matter what. Does God
hmm
forgive you for everything?
Yeah, you can mess up on the same thing 100 times in the same day, and you just go to him and ask him for forgiveness, and
And
then
he
he
still just
forgets about
forgive
it like
you.
you ain't never do it.
Then why he be sending
hmm
people to hell? I know.
Because they don't repent, they don't accept Jesus as their Lord and Savior, like they just
Oh, okay.
deny him.
Okay.
hmm
Okay, because I didn't get it. I'm like, why he
Okay,
sending niggas to hell if
I
he
got you.
forget? Y'all, I promise you.
It's a little bit more than that.
Y'all, if you didn't listen, I didn't know that. I didn't know he forgave you. I mean, I knew God forgives you,
hmm
but I thought even God felt like some shit was just unforgivable. I
Yeah, I
thought
think
he was
that's
just
what a lot of people think too, and that's why they're sometimes scared to go to church or like to turn to God because they're like, I'm too far gone, I'm too far broken, I'm too far messed up that He's not going to forgive me. But it's like all you have to do is just ask for it, like just ask to receive it and just accept Him into your life, and He will forgive you,
that makes a lot of
like
sense.
no matter what.
So okay, so Ky'rah, we're gonna have a good. I know you guys don't. Well, you guys went on the phone with us. Ky'rah and I have this conversation about forgiveness and who can be forgive for what all the time, like often. And so this is what I want to ask. So if I don't go to church but believe in God, am I good? I think so. I think you're straight. I don't think you're gonna go to hell.
I think it's more to do with your relationship with God. Like, yeah, it's nice to go to church and everything, but like it's important to also have that time on your own too. So I think if you don't go to church, then you're still good. But just come with me one Sunday. It'll be fun.
You might be in the back of the line when the time is in heaven. You might not be getting first. First come, first serve.
No.
So like what if God really was like first come, first serve? Like what if he was just taking
Yo, there will only be like 10 people to be accepted. There's like no way that we're all gonna. No.
Well, shit, I hope hell lit because we gonna. That's not funny.
No. I'm gonna call you after this and we're gonna have a talk.
Those pastors be killing my pockets.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? I'm glad you said that. That's a very good point. Tithing.
Yes.
You're not a pastor, so you really can't be like, well, they don't be stealing y'all money. What about the people that say they don't feel like they should have to tithe in church because they feel like pastors are ripping people off?
That is between the pastor and God. Tithing is still important because you're still supposed to be giving back to God's church. So whether they do good with the money or not, you still did your part. And that's how I see it. And you don't have to give your entire paycheck. You're supposed to give 10%, but if all you have is 5% to give, then give that 5%. If you only have $1 to give that $1. Like God knows your heart, and He knows like if you're really doing it out of love or if you're doing it just to do it. So if you're being greedy and only give $1, we can give a little bit more.
I'm just letting you know. I love you, Jesus. You can't get on the cash. I still gotta get a little gas. I'm joking. I agree with that. My pastor, shout out to Pastor Terrence Garrett. He always talks about being a cheerful giver. And that what you give, you shall receive tenfold. So
yeah, for sure. Okay, this is like a crazy story, but when I lived in Lansing, I was like living on my own and doing everything on my own. And I would tithe at church once I like started going more often, and I would tithe at church. And like I would always like stress out about needing to make a certain amount of money for my rent, but like I was still be tithing from like a good, clean heart. And I kid you not, I will always receive like at work the next day or whatever, I'll always receive the exact amount of money that I needed or more than what I needed. And at one time I tithe out of a bad place, like out of a bad heart. I was like, okay, I'm only going to give this much because I know God will give me this much. I did not make what I wanted to make. I swear. And that was the only time that happened because I like tithe out of a bad place instead of out of a pure heart. So,
yo, listen. I ain't got that one exactly, but I'm going to say I'm going to have to go behind the money on that one. I'm going to have to agree with the blessing on tithing because, when I was going to church, listen, I agree with you 100% on that. Because when I started tithing cheerfully and not being penny pitching, like, I didn't know what they do with this money. They'll eat all my money. I would literally, like, wake up the day of church and I would have an amount on my head. And I ain't gonna lie, a couple of them times, on God, I thought he was tripping. I'm like, bro, you not, this ain't nothing but to get all this. What is you saying, bro? No, I'm not giving all this money to no church. And don't get me wrong, I love my church. I do. I love my pastor. I do. But some days I really thought God was tripping about me giving $50 to a church.
Let me came though to have those honest conversations with him.
Bro, I thought he was bugging. I'm not gonna lie. But when I tell you, I genuinely started seeing, like, and I don't know, maybe I could have just been doing better at work. I don't know. But I genuinely did begin to see an increase in my finances and an abundance of wealth just flowing. And I know sometimes I'd be like, where's this money coming from? And it got to a point I was like, yo, I'm giving cheerfully. And whether I call it karma or whether I call it God, I'm getting it back. So I genuinely do believe in tithing, and not only tithing cheerfully, giving with a cheerful heart. I genuinely do believe in that. And I believe in it not only for myself, but because I've seen so many great examples of it. And boom, y'all just got one. So if you tithe, do it cheerfully. Don't be stingy.
Yeah. If you're going to do it with a bad heart, just wait until you're ready to do it for good heart. Like,
because you ain't going to make your rent. You heard what she said. You ain't going to make it. Not going to make it.
I still made my rent. I'm just saying. Don't be telling them that I got put out of nothing.
She ain't making
Came
y'all.
home to eviction note.
That's why you. No, I'm not even gonna say that's why you get evicted, because you didn't pay your rent. You didn't tithe. Go pay that
I
tithe.
didn't get evicted. I just moved.
That ain't what I heard. I'm joking, y'all.
I can't.
I'm joking.
I'm
Okay,
leaving.
so I did want to talk about, who gets forgiven. I think we talked about this, and I did hint on this. Who gets forgiven? So, in your opinion, are rapists forgiven? Are murderers and are these people forgiven by God?
Okay, so by God, yes, if they go to him and ask for forgiveness and they repent from their sins and what they did wrong, 100%. I think that it is harder for us humans. Well, I know that it's harder for us humans to forgive. So that's why, like, whenever I say, I know it's hard, but we gotta work on forgiving, like, I really mean it. Like, I know that it's hard, but we seriously gotta work on it. Like, even though we don't understand why we have to forgive them, it's still so important to forgive them, because it's not only for them, but it's also for yourself too. Like, you're not forgiving yourself for anything you did, but like, you're moving on from that situation and you're living in peace. You know what I mean?
I understand. Can I get behind it? I don't know.
And I always say that you're the Malcolm X of our like relationship, and I'm the MLK.
I don't know, and I'll be honest, I feel like I'm still working on forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, I just feel like, I don't know, maybe I feel like I'm just letting you off too easy. Yes, I feel like Ky'rah does feel like they'll be forgiven. Do you guys feel like rapists and murderers and child molesters will be forgiven? I feel like, it's just too easy. I just feel like I forgive you. That just sounds too easy to me. That's not enough. I ain't feeling enough. It's not enough.
But that's why it's not like up to us to like judge or condemn or anything. Like, they got to take that up with God, and if they repent and ask for forgiveness from God, then they're set with him. And like, also, forgiving doesn't mean that you have to surround yourself with that person all the time either.
True.
Like, you can forgive, move on, and distance yourself from that person. You know what I mean? If you haven't seen Pastor Mike's sermons on Forgiveness University, it will really help you with like this topic. So y'all know.
Maybe I need to look at them, because I just feel like we need to be smashed. I just feel like we gotta beat them up, because that's only the thing that makes the most sense to me. That makes the most sense to me.
But that's because you're thinking from like a flesh point of view instead of the spirit.
So wait, so I know the Bible says something about revenge and to not be overcome with. I read a little bit. Don't get me wrong, y'all. I know I'm over here wilding, but I have read many parts of the Bible. Actually, I did. I swear. You like, yeah, whatever. It's not easy to forget about the situation, but if you're holding on to that situation, you're blocking your blessings. That's another thing.
That's a good one.
That's, if I hold on to that, I'm blocking my blessings.
Yeah, because like, you could just be holding on to an anger, and like, you can't move on from a point, and you can't get to a different point where God needs you to be to bless you. How can you get there if you're still holding on to this one thing? You know what I mean? So like, if you got hurt in a relationship and you're taking it out on every single relationship that you've been in, you're blocking the blessing of a relationship that God has for you, because you're still holding on to this one thing.
Yeah, I can dig that. But what I'm harping on here is this blocking your blessings part. And I feel like the minute you do something bad, or the minute you're upset about something, and I feel like you don't have to forgive or let something go in the next 20 minutes. Hell, you don't even have to forgive it or let it go in the next month. But I feel like the minute that you become upset and you just need the time to process things, people always want to say you're blocking your blessings. And I feel like Christianity does not push the idea of healing from a situation as much as they push forgiveness. And nor do they even equip you with a layout to learn to forgive. That's the hardest shit I've been trying to do in my life. Because this is a motherfucker to this day. If God ever gave me the chance and I wouldn't go to hell for killing some people, I just no, I'm joking.
Yeah, but no, that's why it is. Go ahead.
We don't get. How do we learn to forgive? Who teaches us how to forgive? Or are we just supposed to be like, fuck it, let it go? Like, where's this layout to learn to forgive?
So there are, okay, so I am still learning too. Like, I'm not gonna claim to be a pastor, nothing. Like, I'm still learning the Bible. But I do know there are like situations or stories in the Bible on forgiveness that can like help you see how to forgive from their point of view. And also, Pastor Mike, Forgiveness University teaches you how to forgive. It is super important to heal though. So if you need to take some time to like be upset and feel whatever you're feeling, you do that. Just don't stay in that spot. You know what I mean? Like some people will say, I'm just mad and I'm still mad about it, but it's like 50 years later, you
Yeah, that's
know?
too long,
Like
bro.
you gotta at some point you gotta get up and move on. And I
Yeah,
know it's hard and I know it sucks, but like you can't stay in that spot forever. You gotta take the steps to forgive, to heal, and to move on.
I definitely agree. I like that. I definitely like that. So I need Christianity. I need us to be pushing more for healing from situations, and not just forgiving people.
Hmm.
Okay, we gotta work on that. And for your, what is your view on therapy? Do you think that people be like, oh, just pray about it, it'll be fine? Don't do no shit like that. That sounds like something gonna lead to suicide. I hate that. That's like my biggest pet peeve about Christians. Just pray about it. No, no, she shouldn't just fucking pray about it. No, she shouldn't. She should seek fucking professional help. So what are your
Yeah.
views on?
You are the worst. I think that God placed certain people in our lives to help us through certain things. And if that person is a therapist for you, then all means I go to a therapist, you know what I mean? Like I go to therapy and I love it and I'm so happy and grateful that I do. But I also do think it's important to take the time out and pray over the situation that you're dealing with, as well as seeking help here on earth too. Like you need help from both places. You know what I
I
mean?
like that. I agree. I love that. He gave
Hmm.
you resources. Okay,
Yes. Yes.
utilize them and stop praying to him because he can only do so much. Okay.
And this Christian therapist too. So if you can pray with your therapist. All right. Hmm.
What? I'm
Yeah.
not surprised that they exist. I'm just surprised that, like, a little surprised they exist. Wow. I never thought of that. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll get a Christian therapist on here and see what their views are on
Yeah.
psychology. Wow. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. So, one more
Interesting.
question I have. Right. Interesting. Ah. Somebody told us some hello. Teen, why did you say wow? What was that? What was the wow about? Was that about my murder comment? I think that came really quickly after I said something.
Yeah, because you was tripping.
Listen, I said, no, I just don't want this. I'm sure these will come up like, oh, she's a great interviewer. And then they're going to be like, she said she want to kill somebody on her show. Figure of speech. Figure of speech. Anyway, so, oh, he goes, yes. It's
Not
okay.
like I'm sure. Do you mean like kill, or do you mean like kill?
No, no, not actually kill.
See,
No, not actually kill someone.
yeah.
Well,
See,
maybe let
we
me put that
can
this
live
way.
with that.
I don't want to take somebody's life. Let me put that out here. I feel like I need those. People do come after you. I don't want to take anyone's life or cut their life short. Just like kill, just like be really mad at them and express it. To probably cuss them out. So maybe I should say I really want to cuss some motherfuckers out, not
Yeah,
kill them.
that's
Kill, cuss out,
understandable.
same thing. Synonymous there.
Why
Whatever.
he doing the nice emoji?
Okay.
He's so
So
irritated.
before we go, Ky'rah, it's been such a pleasure to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, I know. I'm so glad you came. But what can we expect from what can we expect from Bible and Blushes? Like, where do we see this company growing? You know, these special collabs coming up, any events or COVID? You know, we got to be careful. But anything coming up with Bible and Blushes?
Yeah, so you can definitely expect from my page just positivity all the time, and you can expect honesty and realness. Like I'm not gonna be perfect and happy all the time. Like you'll see some real sides to me. I do want to start doing makeup for real. So hopefully I can like get some friends and family to come on there and I can do their makeup. Yeah, so I can do their makeup and we could talk about whatever topic we want to talk about and bring in some scripture and word to you guys.
I
Hopefully I
love
can
it.
get some merchandise too soon. No, I'm just kidding. That's
See,
that's to come.
y'all listen. Y'all hear? And where can we follow you on social media?
So on social media you can follow me at Bibles and Blushes. It's my professional account. And then my regular account is K_Pearson XO, I think. I don't know.
Well, you guys
I'll
heard
be
it
forgetting
there.
the name.
so funny. Okay, moving forward. All right, so you guys heard it there. You can follow her at Bibles and Blushes, and then you can follow her personal account. What is it? K_Pearson XO. Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I make sure I said it right. I don't want to get it wrong there. But before we go, we gotta go out the same way we came in with something that we're grateful for.
Well, I am grateful for this time to be on this show with you. I was so nervous about it all day, girl. I was laying on the floor like, help me. But it was so fun. So I thank you for having me.
Oh, y'all, this is so nice. This is so nice. So I'll go next with my grateful. I am happy I had you, and I'm glad you had fun. I'm glad you. That's it. That's just it. I'm just grateful she came. I'm glad she had fun. I think it's really kind of funny how I feel like God and homosexuality and sin is such a touchy topic. And of all the touchy topics I got to discuss with, I got to discuss it with you because that's a big topic. People be like about to kill each other when they get to talk about God and sin. They be old.
Yeah.
Ooh,
let's
Lord.
Remember that we call for peace and love, okay, not violence and killing. So
ripping. It don't need to be. I'll be like, baby, you believe what you want, shawty. Whatever makes you happy.
Like this, come on.
Guys. Okay, so that's my grateful. I'm grateful I got to share this experience with my sister. I'm grateful that I got to touch on a very touchy topic with my sister. And like you said, you guys can follow her on social media. And I think that's pretty much about it, guys. Thank you guys for all my beautiful viewers for joining just this Tuesday. I can't do this without you. I thank you for coming this Tuesday. I hope to see you next Tuesday. And as always, my name is Cherrell Carter. I'm the host of Let's Talk the Show, you guys. This ain't a podcast. I'll see you guys next Tuesday.
Bye.
Bye.